I've been cross-stitching Happy Little Trees. I'm Michelle, this is my romantic tangle, and this is the Bob Ross cross-stitch kit from Quarto Publishing. They sent it to me so that I could do a video for you. This is a review copy. I had forgotten that Bob Ross was a thing until my oldest son discovered him online a few years ago and reminded me. There's a whole bunch of memory that comes up when you say Bob Ross, because I am old enough that if you were sick and stayed home from school, you would watch The Price is Right with Bob Barker, some other game shows, and then at some point during the early afternoon, you would get Bob Ross. At least I think that's when he was on. I know I watched him as a kid. I know I wanted to have the paints to do that stuff. So between my happy childhood memories and my son's fondness for Bob Ross, I was really intrigued by this. Of course, these aren't designs that look anything like Bob Ross paintings because those would be super ambitious cross-stitch projects. I would totally stitch them, but I'm nuts. There are 12 designs inspired by Bob Ross quotes, and this is fun. I've had it at the house for a couple of weeks because I wanted to actually stitch one of the projects before I did the video. This is a kit. It is not just a book, and that surprised me because the first time I saw mention of this was in my local library's card catalog where they have the book listed. I don't know how they're going to approach this. I pulled out all of the plastic packaging that holds this together, but it comes with the book. It comes with a wooden hoop. It comes with skeins of unlabeled floss. And it comes with 2 pieces of Aida that are big enough to do a project on each of them. This is the stiff 14 count that is so typical with kits. The book is charted for DMC floss. This is not DMC. It is softer. It is a little splitty, so it's hard to thread your needle. But after I got used to it, it's not bad to stitch with at all. I might sub out DMC. Well, I will next time because now I've used the floss. The floss is not labeled. There are 3 shades of green. One of these, I can't remember the color names, but they don't make any sense looking at the colors. I pulled out my DMC card and matched them up, but one is light emerald green, one is light parrot green. It's not a big deal. If you got the wrong shade of green, I don't think your world would end. It's a nice little book. What I like about the book, it felt tiny at first, but it was the perfect size to hold open in my lap while I was stitching. So I didn't have to make a working copy. I stitched straight from the book. And what I chose to stitch is anything we don't like, we'll turn it into a happy little tree. Took me a couple of afternoons. I really had fun with this. This is not quite my favorite project from the kit, but my favorite is going to take a long time to stitch, and I wanted to get something done so I could show it to you. I think this will make a great journal cover. Oh, the kit also has a needle. Except for something to cut your floss with, there is everything in here that someone would need to make a project. The book has the instructions for the basics. You could learn to cross stitch from this. And it shows all of the projects finished into functional objects. I think this may be a journal cover for one of the boys. My letters are wonky. I made some counting errors, but if I am stitching a project that says anything we don't like, we'll turn it into a happy little tree, and I goof a bit on one of the letters, I just worked with what I had. I mean, they're all in the right place. They say the right things. So pattern number 1 is you have to have dark in order to show light. These are about 65 by 65 stitches, so they're small and cute. This one is just let your imagination go. It has tubes of paint. We don't make mistakes, just happy accidents. If you learn from it, it's not a failure. And these all have color chart with DMC numbers. They are solid colored blocks on the chart so they're easy to follow. Here's Bob Ross's very distinctive portrait and his signature. I like this book. Let's Get Crazy, What the Heck. Some of these would be fun with waste canvas on t-shirts too. Isn't that fantastic? I knew you could do it. I don't know why there are raccoons. I always picture squirrels when I think Bob Ross. There is an artist hidden within every single one of us. And then anything we don't like will turn into a happy little tree. That is the one that I chose to stitch. If we all painted the same way, what a boring world it would be. This would be a great kit for stitching gifts for other people. Sometimes you learn more from your mistakes than you do from your masterpieces. I love all the inspiration here. And this is my absolute favorite. It's the one I want to stitch, but I knew it was going to take a while, so I wanted to stitch a quicker one so I could do the video. Trees Cover Up a Multitude of Sins. I like that one. If there was any Bob Ross saying I wish they had included, it would have been beating the devil out of it with his paintbrushes, but can't always have everything. If you want a quick glance at the projects in the kit, the back of the box has all of them. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the project I stitched. I'm going to stitch more of the other projects. I think with a little bit of help, this would be a good gift for a beginner who's into Bob Ross and wants to try stitching, or for someone who likes Bob Ross. I'm going to use it to stitch gifts for some family and friends and myself. Let me know, would you stitch these? Now I'm wanting to go dig through my stash. I know I've got some books with big landscapes, kind of like Bob Ross paintings were, which was absolutely the first thing that came to mind when I heard the phrase Bob Ross cross stitch. So I can have both. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my Romantic Tangle, and I'll be back with you with more videos soon.